What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to a brand new video. After finally hitting level 75 in Battlefield 6, I've actually had the chance to use every single weapon in the game. So in this video, I'm breaking down what I think are the top 10 best weapons right now. Now, this is still a early guess since I obviously haven't maxed out every gun yet. I'll be revisiting this list in about a month once I've had more time to really grind them all. So consider this a early meta snapshot to help you figure out what's worth using right now. Also, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. We're getting really close to 250,000 subscribers and your support means a lot. I also post weapon build guides as soon as I hit max level with a gun. 2 of them are already up on the channel and the M4A1 guide drops tomorrow, so definitely stay tuned for that. Alright, let's jump straight into the list. Here are the top 10 best weapons in Battlefield 6. The first weapon is the only sniper on this list, and the reason why it's the only sniper is because the other two, they're very good, but they don't fit the small map design of Battlefield 6 that well. So the only sniper that I included is the SV98. The reason why I include this one is because it has the closest sweet spot range of 50 to 90 meters. Basically, this is the range where the gun will one-shot kill. The rate of fire is really good, but you're gonna have a lot of engagements with the sniper rifle, especially when you play Breakthrough within that range, and that's why this gun excels so much in Battlefield 6. The other two snipers are good, the M1020 and the PSR. They're very good snipers, however they're not super useful yet on the early maps we have in the game. The next weapon is the L110 LMG. Good thing this is one of the first guns you unlock. You basically have this unlocked right from the beginning. The reason why it's so good, it has a really high rate of fire, almost the highest out of all the LMG classes. The recoil can be a little bit challenging when you first unlock it, but once you start getting some attachments for this weapon, the TTK is absolutely crazy. Up close and from range, you can notice that you get one frame by this gun a lot. If you play it right, you're going to be absolute beaming with this. The recoil can be challenging, so that's why I put it at number 9. On number 8, we have the M240L. This is the very last LMG on the list. However, you can unlock this semi-quickly through challenges. Some of the challenges can be a bit painful. However, the damage numbers on this gun are 33, which means up close you can get 3-shot kills with this weapon. And up range, it becomes a 4-shot kill for a very long range. I believe it's up to 100 meters where this thing is a consistent 4-shot kill. With a decent reload speed, a very nice sound by the way, definitely worth trying out. And a decent control. I had to put it a little bit above the L110. Very underrated weapon, haven't seen many people run around with, but once you start unlocking it, get some attachments on it, I think you'll definitely start liking this one. On number 7, we have the SCW-10. Probably the most underrated weapon on this list. I have maybe died a handful of times by this gun, and it's understandable. When you first pick it up, it only has 15 bullets, so it seems very bad. You need to basically reload after every single kill. However, if you look at the stats, 33 damage with a rate of fire of 800. This means with that 800 rate of fire, you can 3-shot kill players up close. Once you start unlocking some attachments with this gun, of course you get that extended mag, which I believe is 25 bullets, and this gun is going to be absolutely shredding. However, that mag is definitely holding the power back of this gun. Low recoil as well, very controllable, so you can be very consistent. Definitely a gun that's good using in the smaller game modes like Domination, King of the Hill, or Team Deathmatch. Next up is the PW5A3 submachine gun. The reason why I put this gun on the list is because when you first pick it up, you're going to be like, where the heck is the recoil? Well, you're right, there barely is any recoil on the PW5, or the MP5 as many like to call it. When you toss a laser sight on it, the hipfire becomes really godly, and it works really well in that, well, submachine gun range. Up close it shreds. You're going to be winning most gunfights versus other weapons, but that low recoil also allows you to get kills from mid-range. I've even had some 100+ meter kills with this gun just by tap firing. You barely need to control that recoil. It's very useful on basically any map. That's what makes this gun very good. The next gun is also a submachine gun. It is the USG-90, or as many people might know, it's the P90. You unlock this weapon a little bit later, but this is one of those weapons that kinda has it all. It's got that default 50 round mag with honestly a pretty decent reload speed, and the time to kill on it is incredible as well. Having a really good time to kill with a 50 round mag on a game like Battlefield 6 is super useful. When you put a laser sight on it, the hip fire becomes amazing. The recoil is not too bad, like you can beam players pretty well, not as well as the PW5 I would say, but still it's got it all. So the P90 definitely deserves a spot on this list. The first carbine on the list has arrived, the M277. When you first pick up this weapon, you're going to be like, this is maybe not it. It's got that 20 round mag, and it can be a little bit tough to use because you need to reload quite frequently. However, when you start getting into it and you understand how positioning works and you give yourself some time to reload, it can literally do it all. Up close, it kills extremely fast. However, up mid-range and long range, it kills extremely fast. So with the 20 round mag being the only down part of this gun, everything else is just amazing about the M277. Definitely recommend giving this a go and stick with it for a little longer than you might like to. Once you get some attachments on it, I guarantee you're gonna like this weapon. We're getting pretty far into the list, and here is the first assault rifle, the M433. Good thing again, this is the first gun you unlock straight away. Now at the beginning the recoil is pretty bad, but that's also the only down part of this weapon. The time to kill is absolutely insane. This is definitely one of those guns where when you die to it, you really feel like you got one framed by the game. It's like you almost get shotgunned. The time to kill is extremely fast. The recoil is the only challenge of this gun, so you almost have to play this like a submachine gun. But once you play it like a submachine gun, there's almost no gun that kills faster within that range, which is quite funny. The submachine guns in this game have quite low recoil, and some of the ARs have quite high recoil and kill extremely fast up close. The M433 being one of them. Definitely worth using, unlocking some attachments, and the great thing is you got it right away from the beginning of the game. On number 3 we have the NVO223E on the assault class. This is probably the most consistent weapon in the entire game. And with most consistent weapon, I mean it doesn't have a lot of spread, it doesn't have a lot of recoil, it's very hard hitting, the damage is very consistent, so it's very reliable. So it's an easy gun to learn, pick up and use right away. That having not a lot of spread is definitely a big plus in a game like Battlefield 6. If you notice, there's a ton of spread, a ton of accuracy problems, you could almost say. And that MVO is one of the most consistent through all the weapons. So when you're in those mid-range gunfights, you can still auto-fire with the NVO. You still have a high chance of winning the gunfights. And the TTK up close is actually quite good, as you might be able to see in this clip. The number 2 on this list, and this was a hard pick. I know I'm probably gonna get some comments about this that are disagreeing, which is totally fine. It's totally fine. I think the point mainly is that this gun is absolutely amazing. It deserves to be in the top 3, maybe even on the number 1 spot. It is the M4A1. There's nothing this weapon cannot do besides the recoil can be quite challenging on this gun. There are some builds that definitely counter the recoil quite well, but I don't think you want to go with those builds. I think you want to go where this gun shines the most, and that is up close range to mid range. The time to kill is absolutely insane, up to 50 meters. After that you can start tap firing and the time to kill is still really good, but the tap firing can become a little bit more challenging. That's why I put it at number 2. I still think it's absolutely amazing. I can't wait to show what build I have for you guys today, tomorrow, in tomorrow's video. Definitely be sure to check that out. Number 2 weapon, well deserved, the M4A1. And now here it is, the number 1 weapon on the list, the Cord 6B67. The weapon guide is already on the channel, so if you want to check what build I use on this gun, definitely be sure to check that out. This is basically the AEK 971 from Battlefield 3/Battlefield 4. If you haven't played those games, basically this was the best weapon in those games, and it has returned. It works basically the same way. Of course the name is not the exact same, but it has that high rate of fire, extremely fast time to kill, and if you learn how to tap fire, the range on this is actually incredible. I feel like not a lot of people have learned how to tap fire well, but once you get the hang of it, the Cord 6B67 can do it all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for the top 10 best weapons in Battlefield 6. I know it is very early to put out the top 10 best weapons in the game. I feel like I am very accurate. There could be some hidden gems in this game that I might completely miss. I know there's shotguns. I didn't want to include the shotguns because the shotguns are very situation specific. The shotguns are extremely good in this game. But we'll revisit this video in a month or so. I feel like I'm pretty close. Maybe might not be there yet. Let me know what your favorite weapon is. I'm quite curious what you guys have been using. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.